There are 825 public libraries in Latvia. A public library is easily accessible to everyone, and it takes only 20 minutes for local citizens to get to the nearest library. On average, there is one library per 2,500 inhabitants. 40% of the population are active public library users. Meanwhile, the adult library visitors have become more active during the last 5 years. The most significant changes of library usage are observed in the age group of 45 to 54 years old. However, the most active library users are young people. Although people who have completed basic and secondary education constitute the largest segment of public library users, in total 74% of all users, the number of people with higher education who actively use libraries has increased significantly over the last 5 years. It was 38% in 2007, and it reached 47% by 2011. People with low income tend to use the library twice as much as people with high income. Still, the highest number of library users is in the region of Vidzeme, although the highest increase compared to 2007 is in the region of Latgale. The number of visits is increasing each year. Respectively, there were approximately 7.5 million visits in 2007. But by 2011, it reached almost 10 million visits. Right away, a significant jump by 1.3 million took place during the period between 2008 and 2009. 1 out of 5 users visited more than one public library. People have started to visit libraries twice as often. An indirect impact of libraries covers a larger part of the population, as is reflected in the visitor or user register, since families and friends of direct visitors also use library services. This is what happens every other time when a visitor takes home a book for reading. Rural library users are more active. 46% of rural inhabitants are active library visitors, while in Riga this number reaches only 30%. Libraries play a particularly important role in rural communities where there are no recreational centers or post offices. Here, libraries serve as a multifunctional center both for local people to get together and as a culture center. 5 major purposes of library visits: loan of books, newspapers, magazines, reading of books, newspapers and magazines in the library, free internet access, printing, scanning and copying, visiting exhibitions. Since 2007, the number of internet users in libraries has increased 3 times. Internet access in libraries is used at least twice as often. 1 out of 5 library internet users do not have alternative access to the internet. The number of internet users aged 45 to 54 has experienced a surprisingly high increase. This increase is due to the fact that the computer classes offered in libraries are mainly oriented towards people aged 50 years and over. Meanwhile, younger ages, up to 15 years old, show significantly less interest of internet services in libraries. They are active mobile internet users. In order to address this target group, some libraries offer mobile services. This is a whole new approach to working with the youth. The main purpose of internet use in libraries has not changed over the last 5 years. It is communication. In 2007 to 2009, the most common purposes of internet use were communication, followed by searching for information about culture and entertainment, as well as education. By 2009, people started to search information about health twice as often as in 2007. In 2011, the third most common purpose after those of communication, culture and entertainment was work-related and transactions, including online banking. People have also started using e-services more frequently. This means that the internet is no longer perceived as a tool for sending emails and social networking. Today, the internet serves as a store, labor exchange, as well as a bank. It should be emphasized that internet access in distant communities substitutes non-existent stores, post offices, banks, and employment agencies' affiliates. It can definitely be said that this particular library function is going to play an even more important role in the future. Increasingly, more people say that they have gained both social and economic benefits from the use of the internet in the library. Library visitors have found useful information on the internet about leisure activities and healthcare. Internet has also helped them to get more involved in social life. Although most of these benefits are of a social nature, there are some economic benefits as well. A number of people have saved money and found a job using the internet in their library. Increasingly more people believe that free internet access in their library has made their local community a better place to live. This belief began to grow rapidly during the period between 2007 and 2009, when free internet access in libraries was introduced. Nowadays, this tendency still remains. More and more people are finding the following benefits: access to information, communication, and the option to make payments via online banks. Access to the labor market and possibilities to save time and money are equally important. A library's potential for improving the quality of life and well-being for people in local communities relies on a professional and collaborative librarian. On average, one librarian works with nearly 6,000 visits per year. This number has increased significantly over the last 5 years. At the same time, the librarian's workload, as well as a wider range of duties, has increased according to the changing needs of users. The number of internet visitors searching for information has grown, and more often they are asking librarians for help. In 2011, every other library internet user asked for the librarian's advice. And this is just one of the daily tasks of a librarian. Therefore, we can easily imagine how 70% of public librarians in Latvia feel about working all alone in their library. In order to further provide quality services in libraries and to completely satisfy the changing needs of all local people, all stakeholders must achieve a deeper understanding and make joint efforts.